Ooh, we're back. Let's see if we can finish. Day 2 probably gonna take too long, but see what we can do. Oh, hold on. Wait, what is happening?
A mirror hangs on the wall. As you abort, you clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there. Yeah, there is definitely something. Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. Bet you are. Your nose feels... It's not. It's swollen. Don't be scared. It's only your face. Behold.
Oh, hey, we finally get our own.
You have no idea who this thing is, do
It's
you?
the face of a lace
Too late.
doll.
You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why? Please stop. It's horrible. Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. You should check yourself for a pulse, superstar. You find no sign of life on your swollen neck. However, putting your hand on your chest reveals an irregular heartbeat. You appear to be alive. For now.
Oh, okay. We need to... Alright, interfacing challenging. My interfacing is pretty good. I think we can, Why do you need chain cutters for this?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Alright, that's pretty good.
In it, the faucet is quite terribly mangled.
Oh, okay,
But
you're
you
fixing
just
the
might
faucet.
be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stopped. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
I don't think my encyclopedia is that great. Yeah. Oh. 1 out of 5.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place.
I don't think I'm gonna raise electrochemistry anymore, so we're not even gonna bother.
The door is closed. Still no answer. Still, you should punch a fucking hole in it. The murmur in your ears. This door as you hold.
Right. Stairs. Oh, the guys are here. Okay, we got a meeting. Oh, we gotta talk to Kim. Oh.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him. The circumstances in Martinez. My preliminary information, which may, of course, all be wrong. But I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for
Hardy Boys
policing.
are...
I think it's them.
Law enforcement of a sort, I guess?
I completely forgot it. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
I know who's in you.
That would just escalate tension. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head.
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger. Just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately.
Yeah, street.
They're in no hurry to leave.
Okay, I think we can just talk to them. They're pretty, like...
Just a moment.
She's agitated.
And there's no public phones near...
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping
phone
to make a
line's not
call,
working.
but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
On
The
the phone.
manager was vague about
Why would he be vague about
Alright,
phone
we
problems?
gotta do the side quest.
to let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get
Yeah,
back
see,
by
the
Monday
text doesn't
night,
exactly
but
match the
they're
voice
still
acting.
missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. That's just it. This isn't like him at all.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in.
You have more important things to worry about. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now.
Uh-oh.
They were just going down the coast
Sorry.
across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The water lock, that was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie, Gary's as loyal as they come. Oh my. What happened to the water
That was
lock?
probably
Well,
her fault.
whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you.
Oh, if you
You've
knew, you
spared
only
me
could
another
have that
sleepless
thing because
night.
you knew that information.
You're welcome.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. Oh, you're such a dear. Oh, yes. A zoologist.
Cryptozoology, it's like finding
Cryptozool-
Bigfoot and
It's a
stuff.
pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize
Oh, wow,
research
Kim is not
into
impressed.
mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people.
She's used to playing off such insults casually,
Aw.
but they still have.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare
I mean, well,
that many assume them to be
coelacanths
extinct
were thought to
or
be
even
extinct.
fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting. Oh dear, I'm not sure where. Well, his expression. Oh, well,
The lieutenant pulls out.
one other thing. He'll likely have all kinds. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. Via
Well,
dating agency,
really
I'm
nice, you
ashamed
know?
to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident.
Oh, okay. Well, she
And
wasn't
he
born like
just
this. It
divorced.
was an accident. You know, she has some kooky ideas, but she's a nice lady.
We hit it off, and
She's skipping over some important parts.
I hope I've been useful. Oh, sweetie, it's fast.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically,
Yo,
but
Kim does
where
not
other
wanna listen to
phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insular Indian coast, hence its name, the Insular Indian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciates.
Oh, okay.
the
She's not
creature's
just
name.
like into it because of her husband. She likes it
I
too.
knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptos.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure. It's simply elusive. So much. Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't.
Interesting. Maybe the phasmid made the teenagers make out.
I doubt it. It's not like teenagers need much encouragement in that
That's
regard.
true.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her
Yeah,
eyes
she's
sparkle.
into
I
it.
suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insular Indian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses. Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Some people do. You might get a show. Does it have cool powers?
It can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries even. Oh dear. I'm afraid Morel can explain it all much
Alright,
better.
high suggestion.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too
Yeah,
pleased to
she's
tell you
already
about
like
her
she's
work.
already interested in
Go
telling
on
you
and
this
ask.
stuff, right? This is one of the things about like, hey, easy mode conversation, just ask questions. You know, people like to talk about what they're into.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of
Okay,
cryptid
Kim, just
extravaganza.
one little cryptid.
He nods and assumes, oh, cryptids. Let's hear about all
Electrochemistry
the
is interesting, cryptids?
Ooh, tough choice there.
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo. Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva. Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different game, which is to say the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor and that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners.
Ah, perfect.
The lieutenant looks at you.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply that Saolites are inferior to us. In
Oh
many
no,
ways,
she's also
you are superior. For example,
she's
your
also
earwax
no.
doesn't have a foul odor like
She's
ours does.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
perhaps we've had
Oh,
enough
no.
speculative biology for today.
She's got the calipers out. No, please, Lena, don't do this.
Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
The lieutenant pauses. Something in him breaks.
Ah, fuck it. Let's have more cryptids.
Yeah,
Well,
come on,
the
Kim.
biggest cryptid is, of course, the horrible giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur Desert in South Samara, casting a strange light across the barren waste. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain appearing. The towering luminosity of Kokonur is a bad omen in
Fata
local
Morgana is
folklore.
a IRL.
Some say it's a Fata Morgana. Others, fate unimaginable.
phrase.
Hui. No animal can be that large. It's a mirage.
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species
Yeah, so,
surviving
I
at
think
the
we talked
very
about it
limits
before,
of
but,
scientific law. The giant of Kokonur.
Like, the bigger
must
you
be
are, the more your
largest
bones and
animal
muscles
the
have to
planet
support,
can
right? So at
support.
some point, you just can't get any bigger because your
There
bones
are
would break.
limits, you see, to how large
Exactly.
metabolism and ecosystem can beget. Some say a
Yeah.
gravity
Just because of the
anomaly below
gravity,
the
eventually, like,
Kokonur
just the
desert
pure weight of
might
your body
allow
would
the
collapse
creature to grow
your,
to these gargantuan sizes. Cryobacter catlensis.
She answers immediately.
Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla on the Boreal Plateau by renowned geologist Caitlin Mijanou some 70 years ago. The bacterial colony Mijanou found had remained alive while frozen
Wow.
in ice for
Hey,
longer
we got some
than
viruses
anyone
that
could
people are worried
reliably
the
estimate.
global warming that's
Certainly from
preserved in
before
permafrost,
recorded
that global
history.
warming is going to thaw out. So there's that too. We're
Mijanou
looking forward to it.
disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study, no doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life.
Wait, she
Yes,
injected herself with
The
it?
bacteria had survived in the ice
I
since
mean,
times
that's
immemorial.
elite, man.
It is not hard to see where
It's actually a little hard to see. But do go on.
Yes, and she's quite mad too. After she treated herself with the bacteria, she stopped aging, but also became increasingly eccentric and
Anyone's played
irascible,
Pokemon
so
X
that
or
even
Y.
her oldest friends were forced to play. We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for the gnome of Jeroma.
That don't sound too bad.
Oh, it is. None of its victims survived. It was reportedly a small creature with
Chupacabra?
wet fingers and a couple of campers found it when it was already dying. It still took the gnome.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks?
Kim is so
confirming the
skeptical
existence
right
of
now.
this
Alas, the first scientists who got hit instead, all the venom leaked out of the creatures.
invisible
What an interesting question. And the answer is yes, there are.
Of course. All fairy tales have someone or something invisible in them.
Shush Kim, she's gonna tell us about the invisible cryptid.
It's the Col de Mama d'Aqua. Its name means thin whisper of sound, and that's precisely what it is. Self-replicating sound waves, invisible and intangible. The Col de Mama is very afraid of us, which makes it incredibly difficult to like nothing. It's such a high-pitched sound.
Fine, I'll bite. How can an animal be a sound?
Many scientists have asked the same question. Some have claimed that it isn't itself. That is a sad story. They tried to communicate with it and had no other means but sound. So they started sending out sound
radio,
waves at
this is a
frequencies
radio
they
wave
thought
thing.
might
If you-
match the Mama
If you
d'Aquas.
do the same thing, they cancel each other
And
out.
what happens when a sound... Exactly. And these tests... After that, the corpuscle appears to have migrated...
Of course. A common thread in these. Disappearance and unfalsifiability. I like the story, though.
I'm glad you did, dear. What about what? I'm glad you like them. But I'm not really one to tell you about all of them. You should ask my husband if you get the chance. He's
like
the real
Pokemon.
expert.
Alright. Oh, hell. And we wasted like an hour already just talking about cryptids. It's great.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching our syrup. Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time. Maybe later? What is this? Casual Friday? What's with the lackadaisical laxman attitude? You used to be passionate about getting your drink on. Show me you're still young. Show me you have the fire in you. Lick that stain off the counter right
I ain't
now.
doing that, buddy.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. It would go well with those cigarettes. That's a great
New task, find
combination.
booze and drink it. Alright, let's see it. Hey, it's the gardener.
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are?
Oh, the gardener's way less friendly.
This is
than-
Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
Yes, extremely normal. I'm not a gardener, by the
Oh,
way.
she's not a
I'm
gardener
a
at
legal
all.
counselor for
Well,
the
she had the
Dock
gloves.
Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye
Okay,
on
they have a
you.
rules lawyer here
No
to make
strong
sure you
arming,
don't overstep your
Nothing
man.
official.
Fair
The
enough.
District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority.
Uh-oh,
We will make an arrest
Kim's in a
if we have to.
Kim is in a jurisdiction. Pissing
She
contest.
says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What you want is of no significance. Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock
they're
workers.
not just dark workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder
Oh,
suspects.
Kim has gotten
Just
way
dock
more hostile with her
workers.
than anyone else.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Look, a comedian. Do your job.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Alright, Titus Hardy.
This is where you say your bit.
Oh, yeah.
Detective.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty
Shanky,
for
huh?
you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Easy, boys. These.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not.
No. I's here.
Yeah, you fuck with the Hardy Boys, you.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah.
Easy, fellas.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture of the actor's hair. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the...
The pretty boy. You guys really...
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Container belt? Like we... Because we took it from the horrible...
Oh, he just comes out and
As he
says it?
speaks, his fist...
We did this.
There's a catch hidden somewhere. He didn't confess so that you could take them all away.
There is no catch. These 7 honest men have all equally come forth to tell you what happened, so that you don't waste any more of your time.
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Doesn't remember them.
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Are you deaf? They will. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Who do you fucking think does?
It wasn't a question, dickwad.
How this asshole is worse than.
I think you got you.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one
I
man.
thought I was trying to go divide and conquer. But
You don't have to keep.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night.
Known him?
Yeah!
Quiet. He came...
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier?
No. I mean the Pines cow. Why don't you ask her about the pretty...
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped...
What kind of
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The
okay.
experienced kind.
Well,
too.
at least we can identify this
Had
guy, if he's
cohort
right.
and Seminine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Force.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hired merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here.
Hold on,
to
how do you even know he was
Because
in
one
special?
night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm RNE's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNE's paratrooper song, and said
This
he's
is
gonna
probably more
fuck
info than the
We
Gardner
couldn't
was.
believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped
There's slight unease in him.
to kill us all if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking,
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt?
Aren't you fucking listening?
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martin. We hanged him up by...
Didn't they teach you anything at the...
Can you give us a few more details?
Titus,
We overpowered him.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Wasn't he a
With
trained killer?
numbers as
No, he hasn't. Not yet. Actually,
No.
there are, well, this one, but he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes
Do
up.
I want to go back? It's a 50-50. I might just load. Yeah. I don't know.
Over here. Let me handle detective.
Her entire character.
Yes, so that's
It doesn't.
She says nothing.
like I already told you. I'm a legal counselor. What you want is of no sign. Aggressive? Listen.
fuck you.
So ask what you came to ask. Or get back to your commanders. Let's.
Alright, let's try this again.
This is where you say your bit.
Detective.
Oh.
You sure?
Oh, he was.
Time to go.
You might want to start asking.
No.
Yeah.
Relax, then.
Yeah, Dennis.
Let Dennis enjoy.
Yeah.
Easy, fella.
Too late. You already scanned. Good. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard.
The pretty
Funny.
container because
As he's...
we did.
There's a catch hidden somewhere.
There is no catch. These 7.
How many people
Or send them to reunion to rot. Or
Doesn't.
made no use?
Are you there? Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Who do you fucking think?
That's right.
I think
No. You did not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. You don't.
I know, Lizzie. Real
No.
Yeah.
quiet.
By
No. Why
That's enough insinuation.
Why? I am
what kind of.
the kind that
Alive?
I can't prove.
Cause one night.
Really?
Yeah,
We couldn't believe.
Wrong
There's slight...
to kill us all.
yeah,
He grabbed some.
yeah. Show me your con.
Aren't you?
Yeah. Me and Eugene.
No. You're not getting it.
Didn't they?
Can you give us a.
Titus.
We over
Then we left him.
with num.
No, he hasn't.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fuck.
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch, definitely not his first time being questioned.
Okay,
by
so
the
you get more
police.
insight into the.
This
members.
little rat-faced fellow is solid too.
Shaky,
Always
huh?
fidgety, yes, but him neither.
Angus is
Mostly
definitely the weak
keeps
point.
to his tomato juice. Or tomato juice? Just
Yeah, but Angus definitely, you can see he's the most.
a single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
Fuck off.
This one is a stone.
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing.
Fuck off, Shanky.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later.
Oh
he's
damn!
going
It's
to
very
break that piece
interesting
of
that
twig.
like your skills are telling you who's.
Like what, Copper?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real
Oh,
law
wow.
officials.
That's some commentary.
You're lucky you didn't.
Forget about their games. You've
It's
mapped out the
ungodly.
characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Alright, so we're just getting to the back.
The man ponders his cook. He looks up at you. Shrugging is an international sign for
Okay. How do we get behind this door?
You see a heavy steel. The door does.
Strength is not helping me here.
Was that? Could it be? The Col de Mama Dakwa? There seems to be. Honestly, your ear, there it is again. It must be very close. Keep still. What are you doing? You're a... Oh no. No. Too late. Keep your ears peeled then.
What the hell is... Okay, that's a cryptid thing. Okay, maybe it's like a perception thing?
There are several footprints in the mud,
Oh, it's medium.
left by work boots. Anywhere from heavy workers' boots with reinforced... Wow, still not doing it.
Don't beat yourself down. Neither can I. We'll have an...
Could visual calculus it? Is that a... Visual calculus? Oh, it's an intellect thing. Wow, I have 0. That's why. Okay. Can you not upgrade this? Or maybe it's after you, I don't know how you would upgrade both these things. Or maybe it isn't set at the beginning. Or should I just load and then just do it? Let's see.
There are several...
Oh no, okay. Yeah, let's just try it again. 42%, like, if it's like 10% or whatever, I'm not gonna like save scale it, but it's like 42. Did waste like an hour already though.
Was that? There seems to be... Honestly, your ear, there it is again. It must be very... Keep still. What are you doing? Oh no, no. Keep your ear... There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work? 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big... Is it? They didn't even bother to... 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you eat... 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky. Better late than never. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46.
Angus is the one who carried it?
The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus, carrying 8. Another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here. That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary? Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator.
He doesn't seem to hear you.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent. I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing. Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat. I could still be wrong, but I'm probably 200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes. A week, maybe? 7...
It is not.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his
Oh, so the cold preserved the footprints.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks.
Visual calculus.
The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Okay.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the... Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lead.
Indeed.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
Let them have it.
There's 1 pair missing from the Union box. Yes, I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best...
Alright, we got some... Oh, actually... Where would the... How do we even get to this side? I guess we have to go around the other way. We didn't go that way last time.
You see a set of tire tracks in the... Hard to say. Cop habit.
Visual calculus. Oh, we can turn the freight in now.
The tear machine stands in. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears. Do you know what you should do with that money, kiddo?
Damn, all that was for 170. Damn.
Scab?
What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop, Scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money.
Psst. Show him your stolen car.
Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. That's okay. I have no idea what I'm doing either. I don't even know what day it is. Don't tell me. It's a better day that way. The little boy had it good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, and the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of... Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part. I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library. I didn't get into the material science, just how it comes off.
How does it?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
Gotta find all
of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, but okay. Let's find all of it.
And Mesqui's epic then, all across Martinez. I hope it would... It's a minor nuisance.
He thinks, not yet.
No problem. If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way. Body still hanging in the tree? I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. I don't operate in that capacity. I walk right...
Measurehead.
The 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best measure...
Hey man, I'm pretty physical status.
Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or... maybe it actually is completely
Did anyone ever bested him in a physical confrontation?
No. He's... incredibly...
Nothing a couple of solid hooks from Dexter and Sinister won't fix.
Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough into it. Sure. Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin lands into your hand as if it has always belonged there. The swallow returns.
Always glad to help out the RCM. Shame I can't do more. Things are meager at the moment, dude. You know, the winter's fat is slowly running out and all. Still better than scabbing, though. Nothing to worry about, really. The jam's a bit of a... I'm always glad to help out when possible. Not...
The man looks...
But that's not you. Good thing, too. I've known Johannes for a few years now. How did you get his shift?
Now you're in a mess. The time hath not arrived. Sorry.
Oh, John's been out drinking himself blind again? He should watch his step, that John. Can I have the card?
No. It will prove useful still. Believe your thieving fingers.
Thank you plenty. I'll make sure John gets his card back.
You're
quite the righteous man. Honor allows us to keep a respectful distance from each other. So, you know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike. Return once you've met the union boss.
Okay. Gotta build rap. Wait, hold on. Oh, you can climb up here. What is this? Alright, it's time to confront the giant racist man that the internet loves.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger, because you are not a threat to me. What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
No. He's calling you soy.
Things are not as bad as they look. Sure, you have high blood pressure from metabolizing heroic quantities of ethanol.
Oh boy.
But you are robustly built. You will survive.
I can see you were once an athlete, then deteriorated in your 20s. It is typical of your haplogroup. Let's blame the failed education system, and then you'll see towards degenerates in your homeland.
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the... No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving orders around here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is begging for help, attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful race. You gave the world eugenics.
Oh no, he thinks eugenics is a positive.
Powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft.
Okay, they have missiles in
You
this.
made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness and with frivolous pop
Hey,
culture.
those things are fun.
You will be super...
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind it. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are more cooperative.
Enough. Bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, we will build a museum for you. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al-Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the
Damn.
oath to homosexuality.
It's so like horror.
This is your chance.
There.
No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember? Communicate.
Oh, my physical instrument's not bad. Oh, you can retry it.
I am not the first line of defense. I am the last. In addition, these so-called Hardy boys are an effeminate clique of bodybuilders. Their company is spiritually degrading. The Hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. I answer to the union alone. And I do this out of race heroism.
This is
Finance is an
damn.
alien
This is some like
concept
epic
in
troll
civilized.
shit.
Now leave me be. I must. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. Mr. Claire is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, rock and roll music, sexually transmitted diseases, above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Rock and roll music? Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance, just like the rest of your ham-colored race. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Semini. I can see that. The Simonees are the South Island.
Oh,
race.
yeah, we go get the cow.
Future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulimbuir are with me in my No. I have heard about it on the radio. I'm from Couronne. And no, you have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today.
I think this racist is better than the last. But the next racist will be the really good one.
How do you know?
Always is.
Race is reality. Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Oh, he gestures towards the Lord.
Welcome to River. I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features.
Okay, yeah. This is going pretty far, buddy.
True, that is a noble cranium, but you got a hard noggin.
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw. Indicative, it is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al-Hul. From what remains,
he
this
doesn't
leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal. An offspring. Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the...
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
Yo, let's do it. Oh no! He's too strong!
How did this happen?
You must be out of your mind, degenerate drunk.
Your fist...
The words to this...
Your hand...
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homoerotic organism.
We still need to get it.
Alright, let me, hold on. Physical instrument, right? No, we have the power level.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself
Oh no!
go.
Damn it! I have to like...
Another fit of... Your fit the word.
Okay. Alright, we're gonna just redo the whole thing. Alright, well... I have to see it. I wish there was a fast forward button.
Yeah, Measurehead.
Are you? It must be frightening. What is...
Things are not...
I can...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy.
That is... You reek of it. An invisible sword of a... No, you don't. Jerking motions. Signs of a... You gave... You don't... You will...
It is bad.
There is a... This man is not budging. Let's hope his superior's inside.
That's it. Bring your wall.
This is... No. Don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive.
How do you get suggestion like to...
Communicate.
I am the hard... Now leave me be. Don't be for... Mr. Claire. Also... above all... Offshoot. I am not surprised you enjoy it so. The South, we are... I am a descendant. No. I'm from... You have heard enough about our phylogenetic...
I think this racist, they're always...
Race is reality. Raci...
Welcome.
I...
True. That is a noble cranium.
You exhibit for... It is... This leads me to conclude...
I don't know why you get XP from
your
that,
race
but
He's
alright.
right there. It's almost impossible to get it on.
Oh, hold
unless
up!
you're both drunk. It's too scary
Oh!
when people are sober.
Finish him!
Just like that, instinct took over. A solid strike straight into his throat, into the cartilage. You could swear you felt the soft palate break. The man is real. All you hear is, he's open. Rip into him. Right hook. Escalated. Get intimate with him. Bring the hurt closer.
Yo, follow your instincts. Uh-oh. Oh no!
Oh God. Wrong move.
Say it.
Take the pain, goddammit. At least even
You are a poor player of physical chess.
I guess I should put it into before.
You must be out of
your fit.
The words to this.
Your hand.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate
Damn it.
your
Do I have to do the spin kick?
We still need to get into the...
No, I have to do the spin kick, I guess. Alright.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you.
Damn it.
You have really let yourself go.
Damn it, no, I had it.
Another fit of
your fit.
The word.
Alright, god damn it. Damn it! I guess you have to follow up with the spin kick. I should just put it in before, just so like, just so you have a good chance to.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Your body does not be.
Are you? It must be frightening to stand in the. That you reek of it, and if no, you jerking motions. Sign you gave, you don't, you will.
It is bad.
There is a. This man is not budging. Let's hope his superior's inside.
Bring your to the wall.
This is your. No, don't rip into anyone. You're sensitive. Remember?
Don't be. Mr. Also. Above all.
Oh, I think it's because I got.
I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of. I am. No, you have heard enough about
Welcome. True. That it.
You exhibit for it is in this. Your race.
He's right there. It's all.
I think this right there always.
Alright, here we go.
Is reality.
Let's do it. No, damn it. Alright, do I just have to keep loading until?
How did this?
You.
Alright. Damn it. Just gotta power level into physical. Alright, let's see what the fastest way to get to the point is.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Your body does not betray you.
That you reek of it. An invisible. No, you don't. Jerking motions. Sign. You gave. You will.
It is bad.
There is a. This man is not budging. Let's hope.
Bring your to the wall.
This is your. No, don't rip it. Welcome. True. That is a.
You exhibit. It is in this. Your race.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people are sober.
Nope. Gotta.
How did?
Alright, gotta just do the spin kick. Alright, well, at least we found out gotta speed run this now.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Alright, come on.
Yeah, Measurehead.
That you.
Alright, don't even engage with that.
And you know you jerking motions. You gave. You will be.
It is.
There is. This man is not budging. Let.
Enough. Bring your to the wall.
This is your. No, don't rip into it.
Alright, so you still get 5 XP
True.
from this.
You exhibit. You do not wish to be.
Welcome. True.
You exhibit. It is in this. Your race.
He's right there.
Alright.
It's
Oh,
almost
wait, no.
impossible
I have to do
get
the.
it on unless you're both drunk. It's too scary when people.
Alright, let's go. I don't know why I'm still failing. Come on. Maybe getting some better gloves would help? Oh, man. Let me see if we have any, Huh. Do I have any clothes that give me physical instrument? electrochemistry. Alright, let's try it. Oh, right.
Your body betrays your degeneracy.
Yeah.
Your body does not betray.
That is, you reek of it. No, you don't. Jerking motion. You gave. You will.
It is.
There is a. This man is not.
Bring your. You are.
This is your. No. Don't. Welcome.
I.
True.
You exhibit. It is this. Your rate.
He's right.
Alright, let's do it.
It's almost impossible to.
No, my god, why did...
Unless you're both.
Is it? Are you meant to fail the first time? I don't
It's too scary
know.
when people are sober. How did this happen? Your little fist is it?
You.
Okay. I guess I just keep doing it till I succeed, but oh, okay. Alright, I mean, hey, so we'll see 42. Am I just... Does the order of what you say matter?
That you reek of it. No, you jerking motion. You gave. You will.
It is.
There is a. This man is not budging.
Bring your. You are.
This is your. No. Don't rip into anyone. Welcome.
I.
True.
You exhibit. It is this. Your rate.
He's right.
Alright.
It's
Come on.
almost impossible to
No.
get it on unless you're both drunk.
I don't know if I'm like keep rolling the wrong way or something right now.
How did...
I mean, the only other way to get past him is to become racist yourself, and I mean, I don't want to do that, so... Oh, how long have we been going? Alright, maybe I can... Alright, well, I get 2 tries with the other one. I'll take the damage. I mean, I have 5 of the
His
health.
body totally betrays his degenerate.
We still need to get in.
Your body, that you reek of it. Your mouth, occidental haplogroup B, jerking motion. You gave.
Alright, I'm gonna go one more time. If not,
There is a... This man is not budging.
Bring your. You are.
This is your... No. Don't... Welcome.
I.
True.
You accept. It is this. Your rate.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're
alright, I'll
both
take the
drunk.
damage.
It's too scary when people are sober.
You get 2 tries this way.
How did this happen? Your little fit.
You must be out of
your fit.
The words to the.
Your hand.
Good. Now leave before you humiliate your homo-erotic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm so mad I actually managed to get it and then...
Only worsened since I last saw you.
Alright, maybe talking to the girls
let
beforehand will
yourself
do something.
go.
If they even say anything. Oh damn, we've been at this for 20 minutes. Oh boy. I guess that does affect RNG. That like... Oh no, they don't even say anything. Alright, I'll give it one more shot, otherwise we're just gonna...
Your body does not betray.
You have. You reek of it. And if you. No, you don't. Jerking motions.
Okay,
You
what if we
gave-
don't take the XP?
You will.
It is.
There is a... This man is not budging. Let's hope his superiors inside are...
That bring you. You are.
This is your... No. Don't... Welcome.
I.
Alright, so maybe ending with the
You
dialogue on
exhibit.
this
It is this.
guarantees the failure? I don't know how this works exactly.
It's almost impossible to get it.
Oh no, Mr. Also, above all, I am not surprised you.
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance in silence. How did this
Maybe it's
happen?
not actually
You
RNG.
must be out.
What happens
of
when you
your
say it?
fist. The word good. Now
Oh, you take
leave
morale
before
damage
you
off
humiliate
instead.
your
Okay,
homo-erotic organization.
We still need.
Alright, maybe this will do something. I don't know. What if you just sucker punch him right away? wonder if pain threshold does anything for that. Probably not. Oh, it tells you which one, on booze and trinket. Alright. One more try.
Your body.
Yeah.
Your body does not betray.
That is, you reek of it. No, you jerking motions. You gave. You will.
It is bad.
There is a. This man is not but.
Bring your. You are.
This is your. No. Don't. Welcome. True.
You exhibit. It is this. Your rate.
He's
Alright, here we go.
there. It's almost impossible to get it on unless you're.
Alright, what if we just back off
It's
until we
too
come back
scary
later?
to be sober. How did this happen? Your little fist.
It does show you what you rolled every time, and it is different, so it does roll the thing. But we'll just we'll just talk, we'll just see him, we'll hear his
Your body.
actually, what does suggestion do?
We still need to get.
What does suggestion oh.
Your body continue. That you reek of it. An No, you don't. Jerking motions. You gave. You will.
It is.
There is.
Alright, I guess I
this
could
man
just
is not
save
budging.
this.
Bring your. You are.
This is your. No. Don't.
Racist.
Welcome.
I am.
True.
You exhibit. It is this. Your rate.
He's right there. It's almost impossible to.
Alright, so let's leave. I could have just quick saved this and then just done it every time.
Your race descent has only. Your.
Oh, hold on.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really.
Alright, I'll
let
just keep
yourself
trying, I
go.
guess. Alright, what was the roll?
How did this happen?
2 and 3. Alright, let's try this again. What do you need? You need 14.
Your race descent has only worsened.
Always
since
lose.
I
Oh,
last
okay. You
saw
can always. There's
You
always a
have
chance
really let
of
yourself
succeeding.
go.
Okay, we got it. Finally, Jesus. I think I have to edit some stuff out here.
Just like that, the man is reeling. All you hear, he's open. Rip into him.
Yo, 360 no scope. Yo.
The man lands with a dull thump, like a broken down puppet of muscles and sinew. For a moment, he still tries to keep his head up, dazed eyes looking at you with unimaginable surprise. To your left is the button.
Disco Inferno.
As you slam your fist on the button, the man collapses entirely, his head rolling to the...
Looks like you're the new measurehead now.
No one is the new measurehead. Let's go before he.
Goodest of the good cops. Really get Kim to trust you. Oh, wow. Alright, all it took for Kim to trust you was knocking this really giant guy out. Okay.
The man is... It'll take a...
We pressed the button. Okay, let's go into the room now. Pathfinding's a bit weird. Who are we about to meet? Oh, we got some postcards. Ooh. Sunglasses, what do you get? Oh, -1 drama. Oh. Well, my drama that I put into is now lower. That's alright.
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Friesel. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers, because white antlers are one of the symbols of communism.
I mean, I'm
They
not sure that's
represent
true in real
society
life,
in
but,
accord with the natural world and at the same time above it. A shameful way to treat a former king, even one as underwhelming as, because Friesel was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow. It's satire, you see. To your disappointment, after rifling, the magazine is divided into several sections. Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's but, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider...
What do you expect? It was laying...
You flip back to the front of this section includes... You also... Whoa. Bear rest. It seems to be part of a new public fitness initiative. According to this extremely credulous account, Uncle Sport, as he's affectionate... Of course not. The article makes plain that this is man on bear, or in some cases, according to the SRV's Ministry of Information, the program has been a tremendous success. Public support stands at 87%.
I guess
and
it's
youth
hard
obesity
to
and alcoholism
fight a bear if you're out of
are
shape.
down 12% and 7%. That's very much the idea. President Kaczynski has long maintained that
the Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask? I suppose that would be something to see.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. It takes a moment as you leaf through this. The main feature, though, is a long This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A. The actual article is if you don't follow it, you only ever hear about. You think you're settling in for a real. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10th. Where to even start? For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. And then there's the, oddly enough, this article has two. Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity. Thus, the so-called tournée becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of and that precisely is, at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 700. Sure, you think that this flimsy magazine is right. That's because you haven't been reading critically. But don't worry. The whole point...
Come on. Can this article read your mind? A certain kind of young man reads 1 or 2 books and suddenly thinks he understands the secret structures of reality. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never...
You flip back to the front of the magazine. Unsurprisingly, you skim the headline. Finally, this must be Gaston's handiwork. The writer G. Martin remarks you flip back to the front of the magazine.
Did I get anything from the... not really. Just burn some time.
Jamais vu. Derealization. Jamais vu. The opposite of déjà vu. Not already seen, but never seen. Everything that should be familiar appears strange and new, like some half-forgotten day in your childhood. Only now. That's the feeling you've been having. And for
plus 1 XP for every orb click. All intellect learning caps raised by 1.
About this. What world are we in? This is a fundamental...
That's cool. Oh, oops. Oh.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the
I don't think we need the... Oh, we're on top
looks
of where
like
we were before.
someone left his tarpaulin cloak.
Yes, it was probably you. It does bear the RCM insignia. The service cloak issued to you by...
As your fingers touch the top,
Hey, we got a cool cloak. What does it give you? Ooh, +1 shivers too. Nice. Oh, it's just straight better than the Disco Blazer.
this is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door.
If you must. But please.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man, Rene, is dressed in a Royal Carabinier uniform. The girl is young and very pretty. She is smiling playfully.
Why did you take that picture of Rene? Fine, but let's move.
Rene. Oh.
A rusting control panel with Marsh. On. Arrête.
No, let's not mess with the machines. Huh? This place is so huge.
Container, I'll turn you nice.
The accent is so thick, it's
Container, you Everard. I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean. Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit violent. Took us here to the new world. I was about 10 then. Too old to lose my accent then. People say us Ubies are up to all sorts of trouble with sheep.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them. Sure, mister. About what? Oh, most of them were on a strike. The whole
So no one...
Not everyone is down there, of course, but Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. Oh, I'm not really supposed... Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the hard ease.
Too late. Now he's talking about some drunk sawmill owner who
Yes, yes. I'm like Miss Beauty.
Who is this, Miss Bo?
A real pretty lady with a skin like. But I can't listen to the radio all the time.
Stay on
clearly
this
got some.
Miss Beaufort topic.
Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool.
Oh, it's the
Everett
lawyer.
put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was all fancy and lawyer. But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood, knows everybody, and gets along with everyone. Real pillar of the community one day, I'm sure. If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. But she can't have kids. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for almost 50 years.
Yes, this place really seems...
Well, thanks a lot. Coming from you, it means sometimes I feel some of the guys don't really get how much I bust my ass for them here. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of content. Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? Guys like Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez well. Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. Bye-bye now.
Yeah, Leo's a nice guy. I mean, yeah. Alright, we're ready to meet Mr. Everett. Interesting, your instinct steers you wrong in the fight against Measurehead. Alright. Mr. Everett, let's take a
Before
look.
you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised. With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply, with a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi.
Oh,
It's
he already
good of
knows
you
your
two
name.
to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Gestures to a tiny chair opposite to a
I'm
giant desk.
Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up. You understand?
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff?
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Don't mention it. But also don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course. Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease.
He knows about your lost gun.
Your lost
Interesting.
gun. Let me assure you, union people are on it as...
His slug-like. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
Are you all right, Harry? You seem anxious. Don't be. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths.
No.
It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
The chair is killing you. Oh wow, you lose composure if you take the novelty check.
Officer, we will deal with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, You're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry because you lost your gun and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Mr. Dubois.
What is this?
Oh my god,
Mr.
morale's
Dubois?
going down.
Mr. Dubois. Mr. Dubois. Harry. Mr. Dubois.
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Am I going to ask? Hell, Harry. You spin-kicked my strongest man in the face.
Oh,
I
he
saw
saw
it
it.
from my window. Would you ask a man like that how he got into your container yard?
Understand, I am a terrifying
Don't worry, Harry. Between you and me, I'm not a huge fan of his race thing. But the Union did not get where we are today by frowning on eccentricity. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
You might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafe.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume.
Well, also,
the
your
Union had
guys
something
confessed
to
to
do with the
it, so there's that.
Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values. But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you. Jean-Luc, the cop who bested you in physical combat is here, and he has a little dead body in a tree problem. Namely, he needs it to be taken down. Please extend him this courtesy. You can find Luke down at the gates. But you already knew that. Anyway, he's going to help you, now that he's back on his feet. Oh, that's very nice. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. We're all trying to do what's best for Martinez here. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you get that nasty body down from the tree. What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
You made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
Call him a midget.
Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is.
It's hard to say if he really lost his temper, or
Yeah, this guy's
if
very
this
good
is
at
another one of his tricks.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the vote. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was. If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Of course, I have no interest in what she is doing, but I might tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
This is weird. Not nice weird, but okay.
Oh, of course. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, It's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me, but there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
I've opened a few doors
and
in my
I'm sure
time.
you're going to open this one with flying colors, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Does this jiggling ooze think he's going to use you? He's got another thing coming.
Whose door is it?
No one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more important...
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call fantastic, my friend. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. Yes, your gun...
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back.
Yes. Now, please.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
Harry, kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself, Harry.
I assure you we are...
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this? You've hurt me, Harry.
And gets over it in 2 seconds.
I trust you, like I trust all my friends.
Thank you for your...
You too.
None taken. Do we have anything else?
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate. Here. You're one of us now. A real red and white Union man.
You get a Union
care,
card?
Harry.
What the hell? He had one. Hold on. Does it have your picture? That'd be very funny. Giant novelty check. Wow. Okay. Yeah, he's definitely looking down on you. Okay. What's in here? I guess it's empty. Alright. Alright, we're only at noon. It's not too bad. Alright. Talk to Call Me Mañana.
So, how'd you like our harbor? It's but a rest area on the path leading across. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye. Like men of the plain. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
I don't know, some whistleblowers.
Oh, say no more. I got you. I got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. I knew this man was a commie. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags. That's all I know.
Okay, but where...
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked up none of this mess where this jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker.
Ask him about the Hardy Boys.
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. We're negotiating our aye. All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief.
By that, you mean...
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
You're right, he's
okay,
right.
he's reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all. No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. Just the way the world works, boyadero. Sure, I've had the necessary...
The look in his brown eyes conjures up. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your... No.
Maybe?
No. The man sits on the railing, his hands...
The mercenary, eh? Who could have... What a thought! Why would... Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all
Wow,
sorts
he's
of
just
men
insinuating.
with all sorts.
He means a more violent faction could easily take care of such.
Understood. This is...
No problem. I wish that...
Uh-oh. Oh, we have another guy here.
Went native on the chief, huh? Those ballerina antics were reckless.
Wrong. You did the right thing with Measurehead. The ballerina antics won you the fight.
Let's talk about our right. You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. Besides, we're not that different. Rights of people. Rights of workers. Maybe you should ask them. We have that.
So do we, Scab.
We were promised work. We'd be in the main gate's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or what? Yeah. I saw your ballerina moves up there.
Oh yeah, this guy's like obviously
In a
a
real fight, these acrobatics
PMC.
will get you killed. You caught him off guard. That only happens once. Now he's alert. Like civilized folk, you mean? These native...
Oh, okay, these guys even worse than
No! They will give up eventually. Or when a bunch of beats me.
When the man... There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead.
Honest men and women, we came here.
I have a question.
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market.
You've been talking to him for quite a while now.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers.
A monstrous shadow high above the fire traps of life in the domain is even worse off than in my below. Broken down, battered people mill on the dusty streets with no...
Yeah? What makes you say that? Your gut's got too much alcohol in it. Getting to...
Alright, well, we didn't get too much from this guy.
A lorry stuck in the traffic. The windows are clear. The driver, a large metal pendant, hangs from the back end.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is.
There he is. He was acting tough before. This probably scared him a bit. Who knows when it will come in handy? A slightly scared, racist lorryman.
Oh, are we about to squeeze him? Who this?
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She no response wherever.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more...
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that traffic jam in the 50s. The men have these small jewels and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you can... Back in Methka, during the time of the revolution. Until you came along, that is... This is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. His head crowned
Pale
with a
driver.
wide brim hat. His hair...
He was the biggest star of his day. Girls used to faint in the aisles of this. Someone was...
He's
They
not
are
your memory.
someone's memories, boy. They're beautiful. That is all that matters.
All of what? The world. The present.
I wasn't dreaming. I was there, Loman. While you, people, were tearing each other apart over your petty little revolution. In Methk, it was a golden... Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do in this hellhole. Of course not. To truly understand the boyadero, it's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love with a daring boyadero. He promises to marry her as soon as he returns from the Western Plain. Of course not. The boyadero returns from the Western Plain a changed man. One night, as he and his beloved are out walking along the river Maigret, she pleads with him to give up his riding and settle down. So the boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the Maigret. Then he rides off, because the Western Plain is calling to him.
That's not where I thought
You
it was
have
gonna
to
go.
understand. A true boyadero needs a whole horizon to himself. He can't be tied down by man or woman. His beloved was selfish. She didn't know what it meant to love a
That's a
boyadero.
bit extreme, lady.
Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be marvelous? Whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine. I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides,
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
then it's contraband, Loman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in? Be my guest.
Cool Hand Luke.
Lock me
Hey, it's
away
Cool
like
Hand Luke
Bad-Hand
reference.
Hermenegildo. Diamond, of course. Whatever stupid things they put in the... I quit
She says that.
Oh, it's so much...
Yeah, it's definitely some kid.
Of course it does. What did you...
She's just
You hear that, Loman? I don't think your partner likes you
nothing. I just don't think she's connected.
Oh, don't worry about Lomonosov's land,
A terrible
the Transcatolia Magistral. You for one. You're right, Loman. I'm the one who should take my...
a corrector.
Is that all you woke me up to say? What do I need drugs for, Loman? What I see, what I feel, the great adversary. No, yes. There is a protagonista. and an adversario. I am on the side of the adversary. There's no...
I don't like the sound of any of that.
Then what were you getting at? You're man, low man. Maybe. Probably not. Just this month, I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat. In the U41A. No.
Damn this. Make her answer.
Easy. It's the skinny man who thinks he's a poet. Where do you want me to go? Or...
I think we're done here, no?
Hey, you got
Yes,
some XP. Oh, okay, damn, okay. So, going... delivering too long will mess you up. What does that give you? Oh, oh, I could have had that. I could have had that to help me with the fight.
An old monument stands. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. What did he do? High above you. Something with great
Okay. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution. But the statue, if we connect every bullet hole in Martinez to the... I've made an...
The king stands high above you, surveying the bay.
Hold on. Can we... Okay. Let's see.
An old a silver. As you look up, you notice
58%
something.
is
What did he
good.
do?
Oh, damn. Never mind. It's not good enough. Losing these coin flips, bro.
An old monument. A silver. As you look up. A silver. As you look up. Something with great...
Okay. Well, Martinez, if we connect, I've made an...
The king stands high above you. What did he do? High above. Something with... The monument stand.
I have the extra encyclopedia from the hat, too. From Dick Mullen's hat. And I don't... Still can't do it?
An old monument. A silver. As you look up, you notice... What did he do? High up. Something with great connect... The monuments.
Can I put any more in encyclopedia? I guess I could. What does this actually do for
An
you?
old monument stands in the... The more you ask yourself, the less you know.
Oh, okay.
An old monument. A silver plaque. As you look up, you notice, even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip was known for his profligacy. Well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpowers. The suzerain of his own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution. An end to
Damn, he was so bad at his job, he like destroyed his entire government.
Isola. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he stored unfathomable wealth. Krugerrands, bars of gold.
Alright, but what does that stuff actually get you?
And various chalices. He called it the Sol Aurum. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon. Instead of a bed, like
There's
a
no way that's
buckweight.
true.
You haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold.
Okay,
and
that was
ceremonial
probably true.
weaponry. He was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy. Not just any nose candy, though. We're talking Royal Philippian Blow, allegedly twice as potent as the stuff you find nowadays. And purple. Philippian cocaine was purple. That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later. Right before they entered His Majesty's courtiers beneath the Cold War, a group of marble pleurons. The original was blown apart by communards. Then, some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, thought
it was
ironic to restore the statue of the most wasteful ruler of Revachol in the poorest part of the city. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time. A rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. People in Martinez tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics. Philip III, the Squanderer, however, something with great connect.
Okay, well, if we connect, I've made it.
The king stands.
Alright. Where's our other racist lorry driver? Oh, you can't get past. Okay. I'd intimidate this
Looking
guy.
for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Oh man, god damn. Thanks for that, but no, it's not mine. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so the strike? Oh, they've been at it. Apples. Yeah, apple.
He's given you the runaround.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything pollute my body.
He takes a long drag on his cigarette.
You know where that shit comes from? Sarah Miriza, Safre, Ilmara. They take the money from our local junkies here and then use it to outcompete us in the... They know they can't beat us in a fair fight, so they have to get us to weaken ourselves somehow. It's racial sabotage. Racial economic sabotage. Oh, I don't go for that foreign piss. Not in...
So you're telling us that you don't know it?
I don't know shit. And if I did... What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded. Stuff's been getting looted lately. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang. That beady-eyed South Samar. That's the one. His tribe are natural.
Oh, okay, you gotta be racist
right.
about it.
I wouldn't be so sure about it.
Guess so.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. Ah, man. Me and narcotics go way back. Had some good times surfing the psychic waves of my... But those days are behind me. There are other addictions in my life now. Why the inquiry, my man?
Let me straight with you. I'm trying to figure out who's
We have a
smuggling
credible lead, sir. Someone on this roundabout.
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Shit's bad enough anyway. Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look kindly on missing cargo, and it gives me time to work on my rhymes.
Working on these rhymes clearly leads to muscular atrophy.
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal underbelly of Revachol. I'm a guest here. You really need to find another man to probe with those questions.
Hit him with your best verse. I don't think that's happening. Okay, this is as far back as it goes. Yeah. Time doesn't go when you move, but when you talk to people or interact, it does. Okay.
Everything's still cool here. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin life. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. That's so cool. Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does.
He's a hater,
He's a
that's
hater.
right.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work hard.
Realizing he can't get...
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. No! That's insane. It's nothing.
And what?
Bro, dude!
There's more here. He's afraid of this crowd. Whoever...
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way
Nobody's
up.
still like, help us out. No one knows
It's a
you.
she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady.
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
All of them.
Who exactly is...
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective. Both of you. You deserve it.
Yo, rhetoric.
No need to dress this...
Oh, okay.
Are you trying?
Sorry, detective.
Alright. Anything else back here? It doesn't seem like. Alright, we can go talk to Joyce again about our reality, I guess. Oh, and Metrohead should have helped. Pull our body down too.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabiner do?
Ah, yes. Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king.
How critical.
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. A nation is only as strong as...
Don't get started on that again. What happened, happened.
The Carabiner doesn't reply.
Right. Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and... money. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. It's a private matter.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business.
The outburst makes him clutch his chest. Yo, is he about to have a heart attack?
It's his heart.
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard.
No one has been guard...
Yes. It's not...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René.
The possibility of someone...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabinier's pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Tear collecting, it's my side thing too.
Can we conclude the topic of my guard boss now? She is nobody. This is none of your concern, and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, like I said, I would be up anyway. So my...
As Remy turns from
nice,
you to his
20%.
partner,
We were in for
the
due
medals
for
on his chest
some good
rattle
luck.
and glare. 2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiant written below. A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue...
For bravery.
Never.
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. when men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of
he
the
saved a
Couronne
noble.
and were getting really ambitious. King Frisel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle.
Yeah, well, for all your building
Even
up
his
with the
rifle
royals, you
was
sure
gold-plated,
don't have a high opinion.
shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
He really despises that Drissant fellow.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant reds. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. The fight, I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me.
Whoa.
He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
It's painful to even think about.
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one. Right. So I grabbed the prick and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frisel to give me a medal
he
for not
survived,
leaving him to
holy
die in his
shit.
own blood, piss and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later,
Yeah,
I
well,
received the
his
son
horse
of
also
distinguished
destroyed
service.
your knee.
It's not worth mentioning.
He almost got you killed too.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's
Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on
Yeah,
the
but you're the
battlefield.
one who worships
All he
their
was
family, though.
related.
Like,
That's it. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders.
Okay.
He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving. Pooh. And 782 Royal Carabiniers.
yeah, so
are
why
dead
do you
because
want
of
these
his
guys back on the
incompetence.
throne then?
the old Carabin.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drisant. 2 days later, and that even while crawling with mangled half-dead priest.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst
You're just
to
a
the
little
man
bit proud
himself.
of Renee's heroic.
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like René himself. Certainly not to... How did you find the story to be, officer?
Doesn't seem like a moment.
Bon Dieu. You and Gaston must be related. His blood runs yellow too.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't end this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand. Bah!
Renee is an interesting
There were
character.
many such stories in those
Once
days.
again, even if you
many such
disagree
men
with his
too.
ideas.
True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Man, well...
I'm not getting into this with you again.
Preston with your heroics.
Officer, was there anything else?
Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4. She was René's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Whoa, okay, that's a lot more complicated.
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly
Holy
80
wait,
years ago
80
when the
years?
3 of us were just learning to walk.
That
and
means he's
talk.
like in his 90s then.
You stole her
Well, no,
from
he's like
me.
in early 80s, I guess.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back. Will it now?
departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
A quick grimace of pain passes over René's features, but
She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us to marry. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastries.
he suddenly remembers you are still there.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left.
Yeah, we gotta convince him to give you
Sure,
his sandwich.
officer. No.
Oh, hey, she's out here. Or somebody else. Working class woman.
Yes? Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
looking for something to read. It is. I know you are. What with?
What with? Help her by carrying things?
My husband? I don't know.
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... no. Of course he's not. It's not like he's a pocket watch.
Kids are always going missing. Weak, pathetic kids.
I don't mean to...
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Nothing.
Maybe you should.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Her hands move over the book. The woman before.
Oh, I have a task. What task? Find your heraldic bird. Ah, it's only 2 o'clock. I guess there's time to like. Anything new with what's going on with her?
Hello again, esteemed officer. A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs.
Annette's still doing her homework?
Hi, Ace Detective.
Upstairs. Oh, should we get a map?
Shelves filled to the brim with crime.
8 real is a lot.
Shelves full of biographies of famous. Several maps. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and you peek at the store. You're now the proud owner of a map of Martinique. Several maps. The maps look old.
Next to the biographies, right?
Shelves full of biographies of famous people.
This one?
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover. It turns out that there are so you don't have behavioral.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover. You wait for the store. It's quite a challenge.
Damn. Interfacing lets you
This
pickpocket
bookstore
stuff.
is not strict. A cockatoo. This book talks about the delicate nature of twos, as well as introducing some of where to even begin. All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up. Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day. You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle, and
135
show off,
decibels
and
is
will
pretty
even
high.
scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Ouch. That must hurt. This is a yellowtail, perhaps, in the words of, despite its banging name, the Bang Bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all cemeteries. Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you? You're right, Your Majesty embodied. This big, beautiful bird belongs on your heraldry. The worn map, your finger, finally.
For a more detailed view of the...
Oh, so you get the map now. I'll take it. Alright, let's go talk to Joyce about how our investigations go. So the other side's not going to be open till day 3.
You're back. Good. You have.
Finally. Time to choose sides.
I can do business to him, with him. For socialists,
Of course. He must have his practical uses. How else could he have kept his position all these years? Or wait. Actually, he could have kept it with corruption. Fantastic, worm-like corruption that reaches into the bowels of the earth.
The RCM does not pick sides in this, madame. I hope it doesn't come off any other way.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt worm myself. How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take?
Okay.
It's only natural.
Oh boy.
We would only be...
Yeah, we got caught between two,
gossiping.
like...
Tell her she'll like you for it.
Weird. Oh no. One of the positive things to come from the revolution is the unhindered exchange of information, you see. Even when it comes to trade secrets, which isn't to suggest our talks constitute corporate espionage. Even if they did, it would be fine. But they don't, since you logged the money as a donation, and this is clearly just gossip between... Of course, until then, word has traveled, yes, but nothing of real substance has surfaced yet, I gather. Wild Pines has eyes on the intersection, but not ears.
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague. Did we have any other business here?
That's the man who was killed. Better not tie the fourth day to the back. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
A strange coldness. The doubt is fully formed in your head that it remains a mystery.
Glad.
Okay, hold on. Try that again. 58% is like a fair, you know. The other one, like 17%, whatever. I mean, if I don't get it, I don't get it. It's fine.
You're back. Good. You have.
Finally.
Of course, he could.
The RCM.
Of course. How could I?
Tell her. She'll...
Weird. Which isn't. Of course, detective. Until then, word has.
It appears we are being monitored every step we take, colleague.
More lessons in basic reality.
What is all of...
What world? The only one, I suppose. The world of matter. And its pale antipode.
The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water.
Great bodies of water. Forest-covered surfaces. Clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage. We all have. This world is enough.
A frisson lifts the hair on the back of your arm. Wind...
The world is a suzerainty of Revachol.
There is a term of endearment they coined for it in the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of
exploration.
It, archipelagos included. Elysium. It does. There are those who would call it hell. A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk Petro. Oh, you want a picture of the world? There is no complete set
Oh, they
yet,
can't
dear.
get into space.
They're having some trouble reaching orbit. Great things are difficult to achieve. For now, we're viewing the world from the inside, sideways. We used to think it was a sphere, but that is beginning to look less and less likely by the day.
Okay, so this
You wouldn't know
this
it
world
from the
also has an
tabloids.
ionosphere.
But the ORG nations have been launching weather balloons into the lower ionosphere since the 30s.
ORG. Occident Revachol Grad.
There's a steadily increasing trickle of images. Between the big three scientific contributors, they're piecing together a dark grey corona. Yes. Pale covers 72% of the surface. There are grey flares and prominences, even arcs above entire isolas. The images are blurry, but if there was a sphere in there, it certainly looks like it fractured a long time ago.
A cold fear seeps into you.
You seem to be spooked. Please don't be. They say there is a rarefied envelope of matter surrounding the darkened disk of our planet. That is, if we are still living on a planet. Or, to speak more plainly, imagine vast swathes of land disrupted by nothingness. I am sorry, dear. It must sound quite terrifying through the acute encephalopathy. Even scientific positivism isn't entirely convinced about what we're dealing with here.
Huh.
But this is one of the greatest questions of our time. Maybe when they get the complete set together, it will jolt us out of our rut, bring us together. However naive it may sound, I don't know about things of that scale. My expertise lies in nations and trade routes, one or several layers below everything. But yes, we'll be fine. Don't worry.
She does not seem convinced that you'll be fine. If anything, she's realizing how deep your condition runs.
You have misimagined it. I don't have the power to convey to you the effect and geometry of the images that depict our world from below low orbit. It's like the crowning of the world. It's insane. Very disco. See? Everyone finds something worth holding on to in this world, however wasted its opportunities.
The cold seeps into you. Suddenly, you're conscious. The lieutenant observes you both, silently. He adjusts his glasses.
The Pale is not.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for...
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try. I don't think your colleague... Let's continue with something...
You could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Save.
You're back. Good. What can I help? More lessons in basic reality?
Good idea.
Fine.
See?
Are you sure you're sure? Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological
Okay, their world is
feature
very
of the
different from
world,
ours.
Detective.
That's a cool thing to
The
imagine.
separative tissue between
Completely
the
different.
islas It is the inter-Isolary mass. Isola is a Messinian word for a continent of matter, enveloped on all sides by the Pale. Also, isolation, or landmass. We used to believe there was only one. In the last 4 centuries, we have discovered 7. Muindi, Seol, Samara, Ilmara, Grad, Katla, and this, Insulinde, an oceanic isola. It comprises mostly of water. Muindi is the largest, Katla the coldest, Insulinde the bluest. What can I say? Each is perishing and dear. Achromatic, odorless, featureless. It's difficult to the further into Pale you oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, bouncing radio waves from one end to the other. But it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting extensive. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation.
Oh, the Pale driver,
Others
well, she
argue
gets
that Pale
memories from the
somehow
past.
Consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past, not. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind becomes over-radiated by past. It feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale exposure per year. No nameless detective of the Citizens Militia. I am a member of the Entropanetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Were drivers
Yes.
past the Pale?
Carried in the hulls of airships. It's a horrific job. Automation will abolish it soon.
You should ask the Pale driver about this.
Up to my gills, officer.
An acidic smile on her lips. It's
No, detective. An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor.
You hear your pulse right.
Entropanetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of
Oh,
Grad.
that's what they call the Western.
The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. The Pericarnassians called it the Western Plain.
Oh, okay. Did I cross it?
There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics have been known for thousands of years. Nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an
Okay, they
aerostatic
can affect
craft
it, so
can pierce it.
if you just make
Less
a faster
exposure leads to less
mode of
effects
travel, you
later.
just you won't get
Hybrid
screwed over
airships,
as much.
detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end. If we throw them then they don't. The Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1.
Okay, this
There
is
is
like
more
the
Pale than there
dark
is
matter and
and the ratio is slipping.
how space is universe is expanding.
What do you think, detective? Oh no, detective. It's not. An intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover every. Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religions even, find handy ways to ignore or downplay that knowledge. I suggest you do the same. It doesn't look like you're doing the same. The suggestion was meant in earnest, detective. Live life. Yes, sweet reality. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Beyond curious. Tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
The advance can only be stopped with immediate, total, ruthless communism.
Mm-hmm.
You're ailing
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, detective. If you don't know even this, then I hope so. You have me. I will assist you in any way I can.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police? Yes, well, the rest of us have dealt with it for thousands of years, so...
You will have to deal with it, too, the lieutenant thinks.
Good luck to...
Alright. How many skill points do we have, actually? Oh, 2 skill points. Nice. Alright, guess we go back, talk to the Hardy Boys, now that we're cool with, What was this? Actually, what is this?
There must be another way into the building.
This must be it. The Royal Lion. Guillaume's kitten. You knock.
I guess no one is in? Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for. But every day tells you something new about yourself. Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about. I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging... On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrat we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see... Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to...
The door is right here. The leather uphold. In fact, you tried to... Finally. Good job. There's nothing else to do than to... As you hold the open...
Let's get in there. The hidden world of walking sticks. What?
This is the flag of Revachol. This isn't just one sun, but there are little suns dancing around the big sun. This is the sevenfold sun miracle. It's an optical atmospheric anomaly the first settlers saw. Happens in cold weather. 6 small suns around the big one. This complex halo phenomenon is how old Revachol got its flag.
Mm-hmm. The tenant is in...
The lieutenant does... A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic the lieutenant picks up.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's...
Yes, your broken mug friend.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash, and now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens.
Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might...
Alright, well, we found the person's mug. Guess we go back and Titus talked about his missing, not too much else. Yeah, I'm a union man now. So.
I've got nothing to say to you. What are we going to do? The Union isn't going to do. If anything, it is the RCM who do.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Godly.
What are you talking about, Matt? Or what?
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could make...
She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn!
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around. If
Whoa,
you don't
we're just
want a
going to
bullet in the
open
back of your
threats.
head.
Good. We are all watching each other.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory.
Can I help you?
Huh, it's another lead down. We can't go out into the island till Wednesday, so we have a full day. I guess we have the rest of the day. We're ahead of time now. There's some exploration we could do. Oh, we can ask Pale.
The afternoon sun shimmers. Do something important, even at a standstill. Someone has waxed it recently.
Mm-hmm. You want to take 130?
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
7.2. Supercharged. Yes. An extraordinary...
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it.
Sorry.
Lingo it up.
No.
Use bigger words.
It's porno tuning.
Porno. That's short for pornography.
I guess.
I'm sincerely relieved I don't have to try and convince you of that.
Oh, it's like those people who put the racing stripes on. Yeah. Okay. It's porno tuning. That's pretty funny.
The woman is still hunched over the road.
Huh? What is it? You just...
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't you?
I'm not that either, Harife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. I'm only terrifying to small children, and to those who used to, because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there, it's all just. In the middle of this town, there's a
Okay, yo, so it's like a really long delivery that shit will damage your mind.
You feel very cold suddenly.
How should I know? Do I look like I spent a lot of time with Osim? And what is that?
Great. He asked the Pines rep about the Pale, and now he's talking to everyone about... Fine then. Just try not to black out again, and don't contemplate. We don't have time for that.
I'm contemplating, Kim. I'm drawing existential conclusions from it.
Exactly what I didn't want you to do.
No offense. But... seems like a bit of an idiot. Like Gabriel Buenguerro in Pergunte a Poeira. You're the opposite of me, then. I remember the smell of liquor on Gabriel's lips. The look on her face, like an orgasm. The wound in her chest. My hand. Heroic doses, Harife. Heroic. Thought insertion? Dithering? The Grad Catalan Magistral? When you've seen it all go away like that. Rolling off like the sea. And then come back to this? What are we doing here? For thousands of years, Gabriel. It doesn't have to be like this. Like looking into the... You cannot see it, but you know it's there. And it's big, bigger than anything. Bigger than all the other things combined. Nothing. Until...
Nostalgia. cooped up.
In the belly of an airship. No, the same one, a roller. They all are nowadays. Special wheels for connecting to the floor of the hold.
The wheels all small.
Yes. They say there is a point, one that I have not crossed. In the Pell, super deep. If you stray too far, of course, on the U41A, or in Lomonosov's land, where every step you take is one step further from home, no matter the direction. It's a point you cannot come back from. Your mind becomes so radiant with the past, there is a flip. Instead of writing, it erases memory,
the freaking
nearing
jelly's
some
the
kind
one.
of indescribable finale. Maybe you've been down the motorway south. It's a story as lone horsemen tell. Lone horsemen, Sheriff, not Pell drivers. Way beyond the established Pell that's lit by radio frequencies, where it goes silent and dark.
Too deep,
and the
nobody ever
process
goes.
begins. Erasure. No one knows what's at the end. I've only glimpsed the beginning. I've only felt it in the distance when I was a child. A child growing on the leg. Josiane.
There is nothing more.
You've fried both your brains enough for today. Let's get some air.
Okay, motorway south. Get -1 visual calculus for a while. It's an unknown pale. I guess it's easier to. Oh, there's so many like actual. Alright, who can we talk to now? I guess we talk to the lorry drivers.
Looking for something, Hunt? I don't know what you're talking about. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashel West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
No. He means...
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you...
Yeah, they're his little bitches.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
You're not peonies. You...
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is. It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. Men like this only respect two things: strength and fear. Time to turn up the volume.
Fuck you, I told you.
There. His voice grows smaller as yours.
Look, fuck you, man. It's some lorry down there.
When did she go?
I don't know. I don't even know her name. She just rolls with the fleet and acts like a big shot. Some dyke, probably. Past the monument. Down there. The Green Temple.
We broke him.
Now, leave me the fuck alone.
A small temple by the monument.
Okay, got some more info. By the monument, huh? Okay, that's the one.
This screen found 8.
This must be the one he told us about. Unless he was...
The glass on the side. The door is... There's no pick.
Use the pry bar to smash the window. Open it from the inside. This has been hard enough. No need to make it any harder.
Okay. Damn, when Kim is advocating for that?
This screen found A to Z. Pry bar in hand.
Oh, I rolled Snake Eyes.
No, it's not.
He smashes it into the window.
Oh damn, you got embarrassed by Kim. Kim just did it for you. Nah man, I gotta be a big brave
This
man.
screen found A to Z. Goddamn maggot. Drag your ass to the gym and do some another futile.
This has been hard enough.
You don't want to embarrass ourselves in front of Kim, man. That's not good.
This screen found A to Z. With a firm grip, you raise the pry bar. A glint of light catching on the tip. Call down the hammer of truth and justice. Release your secrets, Lorry Cabin. The window shatters and drops.
Subtle.
The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens.
Well, you're in the
even
50s,
the
so yeah, it's
90s
like 30
of
plus
the
years
last
ago.
One of them particularly. There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy with a hint of amberette, the remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. The actress is draped in a sheath dress. One of her wait, doesn't she resemble someone you know? But you can't. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm good. Looks like the frequency dial is absent.
Strange. There are so many radios.
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies.
For contacting an entire fleet of looks like we are dealing with an impressive...
A 20-kilometer radius at least. Perhaps extended by an attachable...
doesn't look like it.
The smell of you wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying, but one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle.
Sandpaper? A novel technique. Must be to offer some extra grip to the driver's foot.
Yep, the sandpaper will also rub off the pattern.
Yes? Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Now we know for certain who's the missing eighth person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in a drug operation? You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus has got to...
The movie stars are still... A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's an issue of Petty Ferric from last Wednesday.
Would be almost
piece of paper falls out. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequencies. These formulas look...
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out tool, you close the...
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM network.
Listening in on your call.
And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy boys knew this driver, as we know that she was
The probe and the case converged.
As elegant.
Don't be fooled.
Yes, well... Like Joyce told us, yet.
Meaning?
We should return to the murder case. See what there are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometime later, when we're done here. We do not want to get caught in the fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over.
Okay, well, we're supposed to go back to Joyce. Let's go to Evart, tell him his little side quest has been completed. Gotta go all the way to the end to talk to.
Hola, Wandering Man. Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this.
Alright, man. Sorry about that little tipple before.
Do not presume this has drastically altered our race dynamique.
I knocked you out like a god of martial arts.
Our personal dynamique has changed. A little. So it was. You bested me in race combat to reach my superior, then had him give me an order. I salute your cunning, enemy.
Well,
I will go and remove.
At the end of the day, you still need his help to get the body down.
With my bare hands.
You're so noble, Magic.
But while I am gone, someone must stand guard on the bridge. That someone, babe, see that they stay here.
Oh, we lose time. Okay, we lose time. Ah, well, I mean, hey, he's doing your job for you. This is the least you could do. Watch the bridge, right?
The woman's gaze.
So, you guys are like cops or something? Look at him. His craniometric perfection. Have you ever thought that maybe things should go to shit?
I feel like a Harley
Got
Quinn.
you, by the way.
Harley Quinn.
You hear that? That sound.
Yeah, Jean-Luc must be really tearing it up over there. I wish.
Look at you! RCM red.
And who are you? What is your business here? Why are your clothes full?
Yes, I am an unbelievably corrupt cop. I'm current every business.
A shrill laughter interrupts you. The man turns to look behind him at the behemoth appearing around the corner, approaching him, walking past him.
The corpse has been removed from the tree. Stand down and congratulate yourself. You have sided with Ray's victory to farewell, ham sandwich. You are a Union man.
We are not subscribing to his advanced race theory, buddy. We are not subscribing to that race theory. I gotta go all the way back there and tell him, hey man, we opened your door. I really don't like that you have to go all the way. That shit's far. Why is it blue? Oh. Okay. Half-life.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since, of course.
That's what the hanged called.
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
I think the odds of that are very low.
I assure you, there's nothing to be ashamed. I have a big fat folder on you, Harry. I'm sure you have a lot of questions to ask. Maybe I can help you.
Don't trust him. For all you know, Dubois might be his
What
name.
is Half-Life?
You
Just
need to
paranoid.
I'm sure you had some concerns you thought I might be able to address. And you were probably right.
It's just a brown fold.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now. It's Harry.
You don't feel like either one of these things. You know.
And I can work with you, Harry. Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his Harry, you're not simply a cop, you're a star. A bright shining star in the drug law enforcement
Damn,
sky.
the flattery.
Outshining all... Of course I do, Harry.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity.
This...
I find that very...
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. Is he trying to hide?
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in...
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau.
A pity.
Yes, that's what I said. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the... Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you. Racist mugs in the trash. I have so much confidence in the ability of your...
Yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow...
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed. Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
He imitates bashing something with an imaginary
That's
baton.
not how you baton someone. The technique is way off. You strike with your whole body, not just the baton.
Oh, Harry, thanks for the tip. I'll leave doing the real damage to you. You are the real police officer after all, not me. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines, sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in
Yeah, it is
Isut,
pretty
Semenine,
bad.
Sadamoritsa. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing,
that's a reference
burning
to
villages,
Chiquita.
killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando type. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
An entire neighborhood of killers.
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood.
Alright, Hardy
sure
boy.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
So these idealists.
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves
Whoa, okay,
to kill
this
this
is obviously
beast that was
very
burning the
made up.
land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and
Aren't you worried we might...
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. How do I know? Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs...
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strike. Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them.
We know there's 8.
Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting.
They're almost all of them great guys, born work with them. Hell, interview them, but don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the street.
Separate one from the herd.
Oh, that would definitely be Fat Angus. His feet smell from a city block away, and he's always having noisy stomach troubles. Horrible, revolt. You would die, Harry. You would die, and in the process start a bloody and completely unnecessary war between the Debarders Union and the Citizens Militia. Angus, his ever-growling stomach, and his smelly feet are all part of the Union. You have as much right to arrest him as I have to arrest your partner here. Actually, less. Because this is my hometown, my territory, and my backyard. You are a guest here, Harry. Please remember that. Oh, Harry. This is getting real grim, and there's no need for that. We are friends. But of course, it's the...
You can now go and...
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was it a good talk? I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you.
Wait, I'm
before
already,
not a man left. I want to.
He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is, company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you...
And what would isn't?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very...
But, he thinks.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs.
You want
and
skateboarders around you? I don't know about this, man.
Roller skating, not drug.
There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. On the coast, Harry, across the...
Water drips from the E.
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like king. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past
it's across the
pawn shop and
canal.
across the
Okay,
canal.
so we
I
have to
hear
wait
there
until
is some trouble
tomorrow.
with the water
They
line,
gated some
but they
content
should
off for you
fix it
so
by
you don't get
Wednesday morning.
overwhelmed.
Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Ah, yes. Your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up phony drug accusations alongside this murder. See you soon.
Okay. How many points do we have? Damn, 3 points. Nice. But this game kind of encourages you to save up your points. Because, like, you know, especially for red rolls, because you can't just re-roll them again. Oh, good. Alright, if you zoom it out, you can go much further with a single click. I don't have to keep, like, mashing it. Gotta have your flashlight. It's really important to find stuff. What, 6 o'clock? Not too bad. Well, Titus will cooperate with you now, so.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? It's that bad. Man, what should I do? What should I do? Damn. I always want... Maybe I should just keep my head down and work on my rhymes while I can. Oh, you know. Tommy Laham's gonna be a musician. Tommy Lahm was taken. My real name's Jerry Lafitte. Tommy's way better.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's go talk to him.
I saw you poking around in Lady Driver's lorry. She in trouble? Oh man, that's like a load off my mind. All that... Oh, you know. Tommy Lahm was taken.
The man tapped.
Oh. Can we talk to her? Oh, yep. No body left, so Kuno's,
You missed a good show before.
He fucked the tree up! Fucked it good! It was...
Shoot that shit at Kuno, pit. So? Fuck.
Kuno sent you...
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on. What is this? After this shit, you better have...
Yeah, real interest.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno... Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit has been...
I guess. Huh. I don't know. I don't know what that soured him on you all of a sudden.
You missed a...
He fucked the...
Shoot that shit at Kuno. So? Yeah, so?
Kuno sent you...
Look, pig. You got fucked. You got fucked, pig, after this shit.
Yeah, real it.
Right, pig.
This is where Kuno does. Listen. Kuno could hook.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit.
The lieutenant remains silent, but his
Pig, these are found modulars. Believe it, you need this.
these could drastically improve your coach physical instrument in.
Alright, don't do this. As you can see, Kuno and
There's more to his distrust than being a pig. He feels threatened by something obscure in you. What that is, however, remains a puzzle.
No, he thinks you'll get the fuck out of here, Pig. Dunno, Kipta's gardener used to work there. Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Look it up in the library. The fuck does this have to...
You were expecting relaying this information to him to be more rewarding, right? Or, seems kind of boring now, going...
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about the fucking clothes again? Yeah, Kuno see...
I can't hear you, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beat-down basement, huh? Mug guy gonna get tied to the radiator.
The kid may have something there. He's already come up with an interrogation technique, too.
Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there. And if he did...
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching. Get away from my Kuno.
Oh.
Yeah, get your bacon shit away. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. The fuck do you want? Good call. Yeah, the kingdom of... Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
Need some empathy. Even though I did take that morale damage.
Does Kuno care?
Oh my god. Yeah, no, it's too hard.
What's going on? Is an ungovernable...
Trying to fucking... Kuno gonna...
Normal is not what...
Yeah, no. Let's not do this. 14 is very hard, especially when your base empathy is like 2. Oh, but I think I already... Oh, I saved after I put it in. Hold on. Guess I could redo it. Hopefully not take mental damage in the meantime.
You missed a... He fuck! Shoot that shit at Kuno. So?
Kuno said...
Look, Pig. You go after this...
Yeah, wheel it.
Right, Pig. This is where... Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about... Listen, Kuno could hook you up...
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F.
Pig, these are found modular. Believe it.
These could coach physical instrument indoor.
Alright, don't do... As you can see...
There's more to his distrust than...
The fuck? Yeah. I can't hear you. Shit.
The kid...
Kuno doesn't...
Stop turning into a pig.
Yeah, get your bacon shit away. Dunno. Kipta's gardener used to work there. Yeah, that's what Kuno... The fuck does this...
You were expecting...
Okay, so it's... Okay, so it's talking about the... It's talking about the gardener that triggers the thing. Okay. Huh.
You missed a... Shoot that shit at Kuno. So?
Kuno sent you...
Look, Pig. Kuno sent you to rough some... You go after this shit.
Yeah, wheel...
Right, Pig. This is where... Yeah, Kuno... Listen, Kuno could...
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white...
Pig, believe it.
These coach physical
Look.
The lieutenant remains.
Alright, don't do... As you can...
There's more to his distrust.
The fuck? Yeah. I can't... Shit.
The kid may...
Kuno doesn't... Stop Yeah, get your bacon shit. No, he thinks you'll... Get the fuck out of here, Pig. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno doesn't...
Alright. Alright, now that the body's off the thing, let's take a look.
The corpse lies on the ground among the remains of an absolutely demolished...
Mr. Measurehead has done a good job. Nothing is too broken or compromised. The victim is ready for a field autopsy. Yes. 1. Investigation of the scene. 2. Initial examination of the victim. 3. Field autopsy. 4. Transportation of the body to the morgue. We are on number 3.
The fuck are they on about?
Cop's gonna cut his shit up.
Don't we have someone else for this? A
No,
doctor?
you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain, from autopsy to cleanup to social work. Everything.
Wait, honorary
An
rank of
honor
detective?
and a burden attached to your rank once you've proven yourself able, usually after 5 to 8 years of field work. Mine is Lieutenant Detective. You are. Your station would not have assigned you.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. There truly is a time for everything, even for yellow gardening gloves. I'll ask you when I need you to. For the most part, maybe I should handle the contact and you take notes? That's right.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the letter. Above those, an 11 field.
That's you.
The corpse is in
KK57-0803.
Yeah, the most exciting part. Paperwork.
0815. Next, NA. Roughly 50.
The corpse looks ageless, teeming with opportunistic
Mondial.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat.
Fucky!
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Nor does he look mad.
We're still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9.
KK57.
None. At least not after the initial examination. Interfering with the body's position.
Oh, well, that happened.
They'd have to have incapacitated and carried him over.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the station's somewhere in Jamrock North. A small wood shed behind. Elsewhere yet, an obese female sits in a wicker chair. Her silhouette bull-like. The building is tall, 7 stories, wind-wrapped in solitude. And so, all across Jamrock, Coal City, GRIH, 42 deceased persons found today. 42 stations of breath.
We should start
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
The disappointment is palpable.
The rest of the clothes have been removed post-mortem by scavengers in order to get to the victim's ceramic armor. Officers are in search of the missing pieces. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity.
Tattoos. The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a triggered mini. The deceased has a cargo lashing belt around his neck, tied with a hang. Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.
The spine is bent more than the lieutenant compensated for. This buster's actual height is about 1.85.
I'm gonna write 1.85.
Of course, I undercompensated. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
The hair under your latex fingers feels cold to touch, wet. The stench is suffocating. There must be brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Lividity is consistent with hanging. The head is congested. Contusions are present.
Fucking low velocity. You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max. Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
In addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest. Consistent ligature mark. The steel wiring. There's too much of it.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters. The hanged man lets out a joyous.
Always good to think ahead. We need to cut the belt to see the.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Okay, hold on.
After some deliberation, you sink the cutters into the knot tying the belt together. You squeeze the rubber handles together. Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point.
As it ought to.
Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Chest is intact. Normal contour.
No! It's gonna happen soon! I fucking...
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
The dead man's peak. You should touch it. Doesn't feel like...
My pig's so fucking ill right now.
Oh, your pig's pretty sick, I gotta say.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are all combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip.
Bullets have bitten little pieces out of him. It must have been excruciating, especially the hip. Before you is a temple of pain.
In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count. We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Oh, man.
Last item, hands.
The hand feels heavy.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling. I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment. Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. Central nervous system. I have...
You don't even have...
Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
He's really doing it. The dead man's teeth cut into...
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
No scream. No, you don't. You can keep... You managed to support...
Hemorrhaging present in mucus. Hepatobiliary. NA. Ah. Are you a hepatobiliary expert? Neither am I. That's it. Same for toxicology and unless you have untapped reservoirs, like a toxicology screening. At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request. Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet. Gastrointestinal. Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila. What's next on the list? Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Head, chest, and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be concerned. And your opinion, officer? Agreed. Next. So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath.
Right. Next, a dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say... I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be... Think for a moment. What was that about no chlorine around the neck? You'd be chlorine for your life. A column of cold air encircles you, rising slowly upward in the shape of a courtyard. Bordered a small green enclosure in the mid. Higher yet, coalition airships guard over the 21 cordons of the zone of control. The air...
Why do you say that? Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal? Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrists. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you are right. There should be signs of struggle.
Huh.
Let's leave the cause of
Okay,
death empty for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over. It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath. We were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
Oh yeah, well done, Master Detective.
I need a copy of that autopsy form for processing.
You tilt your head, also looking at the corpse.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Corporal. Amuse.
Your arm reaches out, and your eyes...
Well, perception lets you get something.
His face, his cheeks, his nose, his fat, swollen lips. Like a rubber spike, they are swollen shut. Only the little one fits.
The fuck is he?
The thing you're looking for. The oral cavity is cold and moist. A ball-like tongue attaches itself to the base. The tongue moves freely in the cavity. Can you feel it? A vision of black and dark red death. You see a hole, barely visible to the human eye.
Mm-hmm.
Kuno nods, too. A black trickle of liquid. Your index fits right in there.
The fuck is happening?
Ah, shit, see?
Yes, you've seen the basal ganglia. The funk soul brother. Your yellow fingers slide into the remains of the limbic system. There is no resistance. The lieutenant answered.
Fucking cavity, see?
Your fingers are all the way in now. All the muscles in your body harden. Your fingers reach to ice-cold serrated metal. Its edge. The pain is barely noticeable under the adrenaline rush.
Can you get to it?
Got it.
You pick the object between your index and middle finger. Feels sharp, like metal.
My pig's fucking gut.
What is it?
The inside of the head feels cold and smooth, like a glove with a plop. Your hand emerges from the mouth. The garden glove is covered in blood right up to the wrist.
Ooh.
Between your fingers, a small flower, a blossom.
A bullet.
Got shot in the head.
The bullet falls in the bag, leaving a smattering of blood on the plastic.
A non-caliber. Rifle. Some kind of brittle alloy. Fractured. No, you deserve it. We can log it later. We need to add an item to the injury list. Injury number 4. Oval entry wound with an abrasion color. Soft palate, back of mouth. High velocity. Temporary cavity in brain tissue. Small exit wound on the occiput. Opinion, fatal injury. And one last thing. We can now fill in injury number 3. Ligament mark. Opinion, non-fatal. Post-mortem. Treatment.
He's proposing the bullet was the real cause of death, and the hanging an attempt to conceal.
Yes, and the belt around his neck. The hanging. Even dragging him to the yard. All of it was done after this man was already dead. I have had my doubts since you showed me the tracks. Why did they carry him over? Why not march him, I thought. There was no satisfying explanation. There have been other signs too. Small things. We were right not to assign hanging as cause of death, as the perpetrators expected we would. That's for us to find out. To hide something. Oh, you really do. I am glad to hear you say that. Yes, we should.
This little thing could reveal.
We bag the corpse and carry him to the holding pen of my kinema. Work on the case. Tend to personal matters. Try not to do anything too dangerous.
Kim's about to leave
An
you for a
officer
bit.
needs backup in a neighborhood like this. I'll leave that choice to you.
After you bag the corpse, Lieutenant Kitsuragi will leave the party until
The man is. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing.
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle.
I thought we decided...
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle.
All right.
There go those beautiful enamel boots. You will never own the full set now. Oh well, in another life.
I will need a little help carrying him.
Oh, you can't, you have to do something else to get the boots?
Necromancer pick. Kuno dies. You're gonna pick one out of his brain like that too? Kuno's gonna go out in a hail of bullets. Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't...
How do I get those boots? It's the real question. I guess we can come back later after, I guess I'll look it up. Do have to talk to Joyce one more time. Okay. Okay, you have to wait until after Kim goes to sleep. Alright, so we have to wait a bit longer.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? You're back. Good. What can I help? That's the man who was killed. Better not tie the Force Day to the Bat Stay on this until you come up with something at that intersection.
She simply nods.
Yes, my eyes on the harbor have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter. In any case, it's a relief.
If there is an investigation, it...
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your... I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth.
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am.
Then we're on the same page. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced
so Joyce didn't call in the goon squad.
In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after
every work.
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirl. Nothing. Mr. Clare refused. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militant.
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a Hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty. These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all.
The muzzle loaders need to be reloaded after every 1 or 2 shots. The automatics every 1 or 2 minutes.
As I said, a bloodbath. Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell. They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zone.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands. Countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resource. If you still have access to the ICP...
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell.
Contact the company, tell them to call.
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenie. The remaining contract, that the man was killed because he assaulted...
The lieutenant
Odd. We haven't heard any reports.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling... Either way, he's alleged to have sexually... That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest... If you mean did I see him... Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color?
She closes her eye.
I can't remember.
That's all right, ma'am.
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
This is so embarrassing. You have no idea.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez, and there's a giant hulk of a man in ill-fitting clothes at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. His heart really
72% and I critically failed? Yeah, that's embarrassing. Alright, I'm gonna just... that's... Yikes.
You're back? Yes, my eyes are... It doesn't... In any...
If...
Of course, I wouldn't...
The words...
Yes.
Since you are
Then we're on the same. I have an indirect. They were just
Every word.
a member of the.
Who are they?
Cronat. They wear.
So,
The story. He was taken. Nothing. It's a smoke.
what is the name?
Where the.
It'll be all of them.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. If you don't.
The débardeur.
Have you ever. These men.
The month.
As I said, a bloodbath. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. They both.
Me?
Yeah, sad. If you.
Do you know?
In my life, I have. Or he didn't. The remain.
The lieutenant.
Either way, that's a good question, officer. If one is.
What would you? That's all.
He was.
Indeed.
In a way, it was humanizing. They've gone. They don't have the same respect. You're likely to run into them eventually.
One is obviously the scat leader at the harbor gates. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornets.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a border keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances.
That would afford a good vantage point.
Where is your radio for?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at... I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know.
They don't report their
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative. It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been... Of course.
For about...
It was taken with a Trigette not long ago. This is the...
Her mouth is relaxed.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it. Quite a few. Vredefort.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
He points to his heart.
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
You said you can't...
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments. His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think
We will be careful, ma'am.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say.
Of course, Detective.
Alright, we got half an hour more before the day's supposed to end.
A sturdy metal door.
See how Cindy the Skull's going.
Hello again, officers. What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells? Ugh, alright, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw the little
okay,
girl
fishing
in the
villages
village
across the side. We
running
can't even get
around
there
with
yet.
Military grade handwear. Look cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shit. No. That I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you, Ido.
I kind of want to do the thing for her, but This is with my stats, it's like impossible. Can't be done.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Conceptualization. Can I do it?
Just an ordinary wall.
Dude, impossible.
Nothing to see. Yeah.
Why must we stop?
Do I have anything that helps conceptualization? Oh, hey.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Yeah.
Why must we?
Oh, I can't even do it because it's you can't level it up anymore. Well, 17% is not impossible, but I do have to spend multiple points for it. I don't know. It's worth it.
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here. Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to... Yeah.
Why must we...
Just an ordinary wall. Yeah.
Why must we...
I wonder if there's any way to increase, like, the intellect. I guess not. This might be just the... We'll come back with more conceptualization stuff.
Trying to sneak up on...
You see a young...
Not looking for any trouble, officer. There's no trouble. I don't want to be seen talking...
It's the god of cigarettes and youth.
Apologies.
The god himself has denied you
Absolution? I'm not sure that's a good idea. As you wish. Is it really that important?
Like a nervous...
All right, but make it quick.
By God, this young man has the body of a decathlete.
I can tell that you finally got him down.
What were you doing?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you? No, not you.
And when did you speak to this...
Last week? I don't...
You didn't answer the...
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend. He doesn't... Someone hides behind a curtain.
My name?
Martin Martinez. Good.
Occasionally. No. I just like to look good.
He gives you...
Occasionally. No. Trust me, I'm not a team player. Occasionally. You're right. It's horrible for the skin.
Not that he has to worry about getting old yet.
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
Time to bring out your secret charm. Tear.
No, for God's sake, I don't want... Listen, I really have... Good luck with the investigation.
No, damn it. Okay. Do not bum the cigarette. I had a pretty good
He's gone.
odds too.
No point in running. Tenements like he could be a... There has...
Oh, Sunday friend, huh? Well.
You see...
Not looking for any trouble, officer. There's no trouble. I don't want to be...
It's the god of cigarettes.
Is it really...
Like a nerve...
All right, but make it...
By God, this...
I can tell...
What were you doing?
Oh. No, not...
And when?
Last week?
You didn't answer...
It was my son...
A son... He... Someone hides.
Occasionally. No. I just like to look good.
He gives you...
Occasionally. You're right.
Not that he has to...
Occasionally. No. Trust me, I'm not. My name?
Martin Martinez?
No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
This isn't the place or time. For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the...
But, hold on. It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Oh, okay. There's a hidden key, probably.
He's gone. No point in running. Tell him he could be a witness. He did leave us a sign. If we find a way inside the building...
A stone. Like there's a key beneath it.
This must be for the front door. Pity he doesn't. We'll just have to go.
Alright. Thanks, buddy. Okay, we can... +1 logic minus authority. Rosemary thyme, the cactus. Alright, not here.
This door has been closed. No reply. It's a solid lump of metal, but better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far.
Okay, need the cutters again. I don't know why they make you like switch it out.
This door has been closed with a padlock. The shackle.
After you, detective.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with
the white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting. Hold on a second. Is this where you... Except that Krasmazov is dead. He's been dead for 50... Well, you both do... Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you? Then it's settled. You are not... Alright. But here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't. Yes, he does. Okay, why are you so hell-bent on... Alright, Kras. You fought in the revolution. Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm.
Ooh, alright, we're back. Sorry about that.
There aren't
Get a
many
little
colonists
drink.
around. Not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
You hear someone. The walking stop. A poor communal.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant?
Let's go. We don't have...
Later then. Enter.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
This woman's health is failing her. There's not...
I'm fine. Now, what do you want from me, policeman? I'm no one. If you can call it living, it's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this one.
And all she gets, too. The coastal wind beats down hard.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry. Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martinez.
Yeah, it's like
is a
John
name
Doe.
for anyone who comes from Martinez. Like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
Oops. You really didn't.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer.
Yes. I know who you...
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying.
What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28.
Thank you. We should...
Ask away. People come and go. No one lives there. Impossible. I would know if someone had... Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You
Damn.
know, always
Wow.
littering the hallways
still
with
young.
trinkets and empty... Oh, that... I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study. Something to do with all those stars. The symbol of what now? Never heard of it. The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She leaves an old lady to her business. More than I... Oh, I think he studied something to do with all... That's what I...
The lieutenant shakes his head. She mumbles some kind.
Alright, I'm gonna call it here for now. Damn, I'm kinda... I didn't want to get through the whole day too, but... do what you gotta do. We'll continue this tomorrow, probably. Alright, guys. I'll see you later.